guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. So today, as you can see by the title, I'm doing a video called Things That I Don't Buy Anymore. Obviously, this is going to be more in beauty. I've seen so many people doing this video. I think they're very interesting because most of the videos that you probably watch are people telling you to buy things. So I have been trying not to buy as many things anymore. I really have tried to cut it down. So I figured you guys would enjoy this video. You actually told me to film this video. I will actually leave all the videos of my favorite YouTubers that have done this video linked down below as well. So I hope that you guys find this video interesting. I hope that you like it. And if you do like it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. So just like a quick disclaimer, I obviously work in beauty, so I do get a lot of PR packages. I get free makeup. So I'm gonna talk about things that I don't really buy anymore, but if you do see me using them, I either had to buy it for the purpose of a video or I got it in PR. But this is things that I don't go out and get for myself aside of videos. And really quickly, if you're wondering about my lip combo, it is the same lip combo that I did in my full face of NYX video. I have a feeling I'm gonna get asked because I've been obsessed with this color. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys that I don't really buy anymore is makeup wipes. Now, I feel like a lot of people have actually stopped buying makeup wipes, and the main reason why I stopped is really just because I thought it was really wasteful. I loved me a good makeup wipe because sometimes I get lazy. This was before I truly cared about my skin, but I would just have a makeup wipe next to my bed and I would just take off my makeup and go to bed thinking that that was the right thing to do. Obviously, you need to cleanse your skin and add your skincare. You know, once I started getting like better with my skincare, it's like, why do I need to have a makeup wipe if I'm already like in the bathroom? Like, I can easily remove my makeup in other ways. So the way that I remove my makeup now is with micellar water, and I use reusable cloth cotton rounds. So I don't even buy the cotton rounds that you throw away anymore. Another reason why I'm not going back to buy them anymore is because it is not good for your skin. It is way too rough for your skin, and you should really cleanse your skin with something a lot like softer. But I did want to say, like, I currently have a bag right here. So the only times, I want to be like realistic with you guys. The only times that I might buy one is when I'm at Marshall's. If I'm just grabbing things, sometimes I'll grab a 2-pack of makeup wipes, mainly only really because when I'm swatching things for you guys during a video, it would just take too long to like bring my micellar water and my reusable pads. So I do have a bag here to take off the swatches, but I will say these last me forever because sometimes I do reuse. Like if I only use one corner to take off one lip swatch, like I'm gonna be reusing it. So I'll just get it a little bit wet and keep using it so that way it's not super wasteful. But I don't necessarily buy these really anymore, and I definitely don't use them on my face. The next thing that I don't really buy anymore, it's a category, and I kind of want to go through the category with you guys. Like, I don't necessarily buy palettes with multiple things in them anymore. I don't necessarily go buy highlighter palettes anymore because usually, like, I have one go-to. I just feel like palettes only work for me when I travel, and even when I travel, I don't need 3 highlighters. I just bring one, and that still takes up less space. So I just don't need that many options when I do have like my holy grails. And obviously with my makeup collection, like I'm not reaching into my drawers, into my palettes just to get this one highlighter out. Like that's just, I don't do that. So I'm trying not to buy palettes anymore unless it's like something that's like perfect for me. And that's another thing that I was gonna say. I don't necessarily buy face palettes anymore. I will show you guys this Becca Après-Ski palette actually really worked out for me. I did get this in PR, but this was probably the one that I got the most use out of because it has a bronzer that works for me. Snapdragon is one of my favorite blushes from them. It has opal. Even this highlighter that's like super dark, I would use as eyeshadow, and then I would use both of these as like inner corner highlights. So something like this would work for me, but I feel like this wouldn't work for a lot of people, and there wasn't like different shades. It was just this. And I wanted to show you guys a palette that didn't work out for me. I was really excited about this. This is the Morphe Highlight and Contour Palette 8H. I believe they have 2 or 3 different ones. If you see me holding them upside down, is because this is why. I just wanted a palette that would have bronzers and highlighters, and this is the darker one. I didn't get the lighter one because the bronzers were not going to show up too much on me, but because I went with the darker one, these bronzers are very red tone and these highlighters are way, like this is way too dark, this is way too dark. Only this one really works out for me. The only thing that I will say that is easier for me to use are blush palettes, because with blush, I mean, I just feel like there's different tones and you can never go wrong with them. But even then, I notice that I don't ever go into a palette for one specific blush. That's just the way it is. All right, so I have one more palette to show you guys. I just wanted to say that obviously it depends on like why you want makeup. This is just like me putting YouTube aside and like what I would want. But if you're a freelance makeup artist, like that's a whole different thing. You obviously want a lot of options. But the last thing that I stopped buying for myself are really big palettes. This is the Morphe Dare to Create palette, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I've done a lot of looks with this. I mean, this is like all these colors I love so much, but this is just not practical for travel. And I guess like I don't necessarily think that everyone's traveling, I know that, but this gets put in a drawer, laid down under all my palettes because it's so big, and this just doesn't like fit here. So the palettes that I do have here are like BH Cosmetics, ColourPop, even the Morphe Jaclyn Hill. This is as big as I think I could do, and this is like the difference. So I mean, you guys know how big the Jaclyn Hill was. Even this is too big for me, but I obviously just love it, so I use it a lot. I don't know, I'm just trying so hard not to buy so much anymore, which is hard because this is obviously my job, and I'll always keep buying like new releases for the purpose of the video to save you guys money. But for myself personally, I just can't, I don't need all these things, you know? So I'm just trying to like level out my consumerism. So the next product that I don't really buy anymore, and I'm sure if you guys watch a lot of my videos, you already know this, but I don't buy blinding highlights anymore. I have a drawer full of them, and I feel bad because it was like everything back in the day, and I know a lot of you guys still enjoy that, and I do think it looks beautiful, but for myself, I just prefer an overall glow. And also you have to realize that things that look good on YouTube don't necessarily always look as good in person. I'm definitely trying to do more of a soft glam. So most of you guys know like my go-to highlighter is the Essence Pure Nude Sunlighter. This is a baked highlighter that is not that much lighter than my skin tone, and it is the one I'm wearing like all over my face right now. This is what it looks like. Obviously that's a hard swatch, but once you like kind of blend it out, it gives you just like a beautiful overall glow. And like the Ofra ones are insane, and they're amazing if you do like that intensity, but I just personally don't like that anymore. This is what this one looks like, and it's just too much for me. I'll blend this one as well so that we can see the difference, but I just prefer something that looks more subtle. And also, you know, I have pores now. I have pores now. I used to not. Well, obviously I did, but they weren't as large. And I do have a little bit of texture just like everybody else. And I know some people don't necessarily care if their texture is emphasized. They would rather have glow. I personally try to find a happy balance between being glowy, like my skin is nice and glowy, but I just don't want something like on my cheek with a lot of texture on it. So that's just my take. I will sometimes pop on a more blinding highlight for like a video or pictures, but for my everyday basis, even when I do glam, I'm just not reaching for this unless it's for my inner corner highlight. As you guys can see, I still love a pop-in inner corner highlight, but that's about it. Okay, something I totally forgot to mention when we were talking about palettes, I definitely never ever really buy contour palettes like this. This is obviously the Shade and Light palette. This, as you can see, these two shades worked for me, and these are all pretty much untouched. And that's just kind of the thing, like, I love my Wet n Wild contour palettes. These two shades are literally these middle shades, and for me, I just need one contour shade and one highlight shade, so I can contour and bronze with this shade, and they do have different shades of the palette. And then with this yellow one, I can set my under eyes, cut the contour, and that's all I need. It's so funny how these were all the rage, and I just feel like no one ever got the use out of all these shades. So why are you paying for so many things that you're not going to use? And I remember the newest version of this palette had poppable powders in case you ran out. But if you think about it, the reason why you're only running out of certain ones is because those are the only ones you use. So is it really smart to be buying a whole palette and then just like repurchasing these two shades? I don't know. I just can't do contour palettes anymore that has like more than 2 to 3 shades. It's not ideal for me. The next product I don't really buy anymore is very, very luminous or shimmery blushes. I tend to go for a matte blush at all times, again, because this is where I have pores, and I do like to bring it on my nose. Like, I love putting blush everywhere that I put like a pore minimizing primer. Like, that's the area. So again, with shimmer or luminosity, it tends to highlight imperfections and it tends to bring out texture and or pores. So for me, I just prefer to strategically highlight. People will minimize their pores and then they'll add like shimmer to it, and it just brings them back out. And so that's just not something that I like. And that actually comes to the next thing. This is funny because I do like luminous skin. I just feel like there's a more strategic way to do it if you have certain concerns. But I also don't buy illuminating primers anymore. I do love a hydrating primer, and that alone will give me enough like dewiness that ends up turning into like luminosity. But any primers with pearlescence or shimmer or anything like that, I just realized that I have so many of them because I have normal to dry skin. So I just thought, well, I have dry skin, I have to get all these luminizing primers, and that's not the case because it would just bring out all my texture, and I don't really have that much texture. So when I do have texture coming out, I need to like tone it back. So I love a pore minimizing primer, and I love hydrating primers, and I love sticky primers, but nothing shimmery, nothing pearlescent, nothing like that. All right, I feel like this video is getting a little lengthy, so I'm just gonna finish it off in the category of limited edition beauty products. So I don't really necessarily buy those anymore, just because me personally, it's like if you really, really like a product and then they don't have it anymore, it's kind of like, you know, I just feel like sometimes you overpay for things because they're limited edition, and then you feel the need to like buy more, which I never do, but I do. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I would have bought another one of these. Like, I'll tell you what I'm hurting on right now. I am hurting that the e.l.f. Nabila Noor lip liner is gone. It is one of my favorite lip liners, and I've been buying all these lip liners trying to find a dupe for it. It just makes me mad that I can't get it anymore. So for me personally, like, I just feel like sometimes you buy things even if you're not 100% sure that you even want them or that you're gonna use them a lot just because they're limited edition. And then for my YouTube job, sometimes I forget that some things are limited edition, so then I'm using products on my videos, and then when I go to link them, they're not there anymore, and then I realize that I just showed you a product that you cannot get. And I hate that because I know that must feel defeating. Kind of like if I was raving about this lip liner, it's like, well, you can't get it anymore. The only times that I will do limited editions is if I'm gonna do like a dedicated video, or if it's just something that you really wanna know about, then I will get it, but I will make sure that it's something that I will use even afterwards, because knowing that I can't put them in my videos, but something that I would use in my regular life. So, you know, I'm very blessed to have so much makeup. You know, like I said, it is my job, but I just have so much of it. Even when I show my fiance, when I organize my drawers, I'll like open my drawer of foundations and he's just like, do you use all that? And I'm like, no, but maybe one day I will for a video. Like, it's just, I have so much, and even if you don't have as much as me, I still think that we need to be more intentional with our purchases, be more intentional like with your money, and also like really think like, am I going to be using these products? And once you do purchase them, make more of an effort to use them so we just create waste. So that's just how I feel about that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different, but hopefully it brought you some insight. I would love to know what you don't buy anymore. Like, I just find that so interesting. We always hear about what people buy, but like, what don't you purchase anymore? Please let me know down below, because it might give me other ideas of other things to not purchase, if that made sense. Was that a sentence? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all very, very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.